do you have any regrets in life?
Yes.
Do you mind sharing maybe one or two?
One, if I knew that I would be chosen to do this job, which I would date to 2010, I would have been married by 2010. Because at this stage of my life, it's very difficult to meet women who want you for the right reason and are serious and sincere enough to stand by you through the good and the bad. And I think if I had a wife who I went home to every night, I think I would be so much further in the work that I am now. Because even if you have good workers, and I do have some great sisters who work with me, they go home to other men. So there's certain things I can't tell them because it's too sensitive for the school to have that information risk being told to another person who I do not know. You follow me? So I can't give them everything because there's some things that can't be repeated. And as you know, pillow talk, usually nothing is off limits with pillow talk. So even with the women I trust, I can't give them everything because I can't afford for that information to be divulged. So if I had a wife, I know I would be so much further. And even when I talk about having my two wives, and of course a lot of people take issue with that, but they don't understand it from a political perspective. They don't get it that that's two women who he can give everything to. You understand? And God forbid, if one of them defects from the camp, you have the other one. You don't have to rebuild nobody. You can keep on going. That's the importance of having two queens in my work. So then people say, well, why can't you just have two trusted assistants? I just told you. They go home to other men. So there's certain information that I cannot give them. In addition to that, they can't work all night because they have a family. But if I'm the family, they can work all night. It's no stopping. I can't begin to articulate all of the different benefits, non-sexual, that come to me in my work by having two women who walk that walk with me 24 hours a day and 7 days a week.
What you're saying is you think this Dr. Moore is something, but if you had your wife, you would be out of this world. That's what you're saying.
Hard-working, serious, dedicated, confidential women. Oh my goodness. I don't know where we would be by now. So I do regret not getting married before 2010. I regret having not been more responsible when I dated my daughter's mothers, because I have never reconciled with myself the fact that my children were raised in the home without me and with other men who may not be bad people, but are not the Pan-Africanist that I am. And so my daughters were not raised with that serious Pan-African, African-centered consciousness and personality that I would have liked for them to have. And I can't blame nobody for that but myself. So I regret that too.
Okay. And so you talked on the issue. Thank you for being very honest about that last part. So if you're still single, and if you're still accepting, wifey resumes?
The interesting thing about the wifey resumes?
They're not coming?
No, they're coming. The two most interesting thing about the wifey resumes is most of them have come from women under the age of 35.
See?
I'm very shocked. I thought most of them would come from women between 35 and 50. No.
I don't know, Dr. Umar.
Most of the women are from 25 to 35. So I'm like, some of you...
You don't like that? Or is it just...
I don't want to go under 30 at all.
Okay.
And I'd rather not go under 35. But I would consider low 30s.
Okay.
I don't think I can consider 29 and under.
So about 30 is like the max.
30 is the absolute minimum.
Okay.
Right? So I'm surprised at the age, but I interpret that to mean that there's not a lot of young brothers for our young serious sisters. You follow me? If I'm getting all these wifey resumes from 25 to 30, that's telling me that our brothers who are 25 to 30 either are not interested in our sisters or are not serious enough for our sisters to be interested in them. You follow me?
Yes.
So that's a group that I'm going to have to pay attention to when I start doing my singles only seminars. I'm going to really have to hone in on that 25 to 30-year-old sister because she's looking and can't find. The other shock about the wifey resumes is that I'm getting them from a lot of women who are processed. They have processed hair, like blonde. And I'm like, what?
They didn't do their research on you guys. Apparently not.
Why would a sister with blonde hair send Dr. Umar a wifey resume?
But you know, Dr. Umar, you may be that one to help them recondition themselves.
I agree. But it's somewhat of a turnoff because you're coming to Dr. Umar and you haven't yet reconciled with yourself on accepting traditional African beauty standards as your own. Like that is a prerequisite. That should have happened before you came to me. You know what I mean? So those have been the shock. The age and the fact that most of the sisters who sent me wifey resumes are not natural. Okay, and what should be in the resume? Because whatever they want. I'm looking for who are you and why do you think you would be a good wife?
So is it more so like a introduction of yourself and not really, because you say resume, I'm thinking of the format of a resume.
I want to see that too because I need to know what she can do on the professional side. Okay. Because you got to remember, like any relationship is half business, half romance. Yes. In my case, it's going to be 70% business, 30% romance. So I need to see what can you do. Are you a good secretary? Are you good with communication? Are you good with event organizing? You follow what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, but show me what you can do well. So I say, okay, if she can do this well, I'm going to use that. You follow me? If she say I can do the hell out of an event, I got you. I can do the hell out of correspondence, fundraising, because I'm looking for how you can benefit me. You see, the movement. And I think too often with the sisters, they look at how they can benefit me when that bedroom is closed. That's important, but that's not more important than what you can do for the movement. You follow what I'm saying? I love all that, but that is not more important than what you can do in that office. Yeah. Because if you can't do nothing in that office and all your talents is loaded towards the bedroom, I don't need you. You got to be able to walk out with me and represent me and also be able to get stuff done when I'm not around. My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I don't know if they know that. They know it now because they're going to see this. Right. If they would have just been a little bit more respectful of where I was coming from, they would have got married. I would have married either one because they were the mothers of my daughter.